Hi, I'm Donald Kreamer. I'm independent write-in candidate for Governor of North Carolina. In my first video, I talked about the state should be paying more attention to the small business community because they are the ones who can help our economy grow. As governor, along with my experience and knowledge, I would be bringing other people with their experience and knowledge to help get good results. Andrew Carnegie, one of the richest men that America has ever known, had said, "The secret of success lies not in doing your own work, but in recognizing the right man to do it." With that in mind, I'd like to introduce you to Steve Hand, Triangle Director of Business Network International. Steve grows the economy by helping small businesses grow. Steve, I want to thank you very much for taking time out for this video we're making. And I got a few questions I'd like to ask you. Will you tell us a little bit about your background and what made you decide to get involved in building a small business America?
Oh, sure, I'd be happy to. Don, I've actually been an entrepreneur for a long time. I started at age 8, believe it or not, with paper routes. And by the time I was 12, I had taken over almost every route around, to the point that I had every neighborhood nearby. Then the same people I worked with on a regular basis, the other kids, we bought a car at age 11, really just so we could learn to be mechanics and do some of that work. But we found pretty quickly kids would pay for the rides, and we actually could teach people how to drive, and actually could have bought 2 cars by the time the summer was over. So I've actually been an entrepreneur ever since then.
Fantastic. Well, second question. You're probably aware that North Carolina currently ranks in the top 10 for having some of the highest unemployment in the country. From your perspective, how important is growing our small business base to rebuilding North Carolina's economic base?
Oh, I think it's pretty essential. If you look at, I don't know the exact stats, but it's like 90% of businesses are 20 employees or less, something in that range. The small business community is the economic engine. There's so many things that we're involved in, hiring people, putting equipment in place, making it happen. It's really essential to our success. And your question about the unemployment side, generally a small business, they're going to try and do as much as they can by themselves, but they can't grow by themselves. They often have to bring people on. And so they'd be bringing people on whenever it makes sense to apply a resource, such as an employee, such as a new computer, such as a new vehicle, a new machine. They're going to be stepping up to do that, which drives the economy along.
Can you tell us a little bit about the growth the members of your BNI group are seeing in their business?
Yes, our members are seeing some solid success. Right now they do about $15 million in profit. That's about 600 members, and which makes a difference in the local community. I'm sure with a little bit of tweaking and effort, we can get them to 50 million, and that's our goal, to drive that to that.
As a respected business owner, Steve, do you believe that people would benefit if government was run more like a small business?
I think they'd be pretty well served by that, because a couple things to see. The marketplace is in many ways the ultimate crucible. You're not going to survive, at least not for very long, if you don't do things the right way. And so that really is a good way to make that happen. Competition is part of that process, plus ever-changing dynamics. There's industries now that didn't exist 10 years ago, industries that were big 10 years ago that don't exist now. It's always changing. And government doesn't really do that. They don't really have that opportunity. They are more, less competition and things like that. So the more efficiency you can drive into it, the more we'll all benefit from that.
Thanks, Steve. You've given everyone a lot to think about. If you believe small business is important in rebuilding the economy, please share this video. Make history on November 6th. Elect the first independent governor of North Carolina. Thank you for listening. I am Donald Kreamer, independent write-in candidate for governor of North Carolina.